Guys, this is the most genuine smile you're ever going to see in your life, and it's thanks to you. You remember that I mentioned Kick Partner just briefly, those of you who saw that, and how it was my literal dream, but I wasn't going to bring it up much until we got close to the goal, and then I was going to start bringing it in, incorporating you guys. Well, you actually helped me. I was alerted by a fellow streamer, Big Boy Peanut, that there was an accelerator program to get you into the Kick Partner. I was very skeptical. I applied. I used my Kick channel, which is where I stream every day, and my YouTube channel as a part of that application. And I found out yesterday on stream that they have accepted me. I am a Kick Partner. This is the live reaction when I found out.
Hey, he's not wrong. I experienced it
What the hell just happened in my chat? Hello, Hodgie. Go look at my chat right now. I don't care if there's enemies.
Yo?
Yo? What is that?
What?
What is that?
Yo.
What the hell is that?
Yo.
So thank you so much to everyone who's liked, commented, shared. You made this happen for me. I'm so happy to say at no point in my journey did we ever, degrade our integrity. I've just been passionate and relentless. And it's honestly, I can't believe the feeling. It hasn't stopped. It's been 20 hours now and the feeling just isn't going away. So thank you so much for helping me to achieve my dreams. This is a huge day for me. I'm going to be live over on Kick streaming and I'll be on YouTube Shorts as well, but we're going to be celebrating. So today's going to be a party. So I wanted to do an enjoyable video today. So we're looking at the top 4 NHL characters. I don't have time to do the 10, unfortunately, because it's quite a long video. So we're going to go with the top 4 NHL characters. Very much looking forward to seeing this. And thank you guys so much. You're amazing.
Well, it was clear the track, here comes Shaq. I used to knock him down and I used to give him a whack.
He's got his own poem? We better call it a rap. Clear the track, here comes Shaq.
It was clear the track, here comes Shaq. I used to knock him down and I used to give him a whack.
I love this guy. Wait. Yo, let's go.
It was #1 in the hit parade for 10 weeks. Red Kelly's daughters figure skated, and that's what she figure skated with.
What?
Clear the track. That's how she loved that song. Well, Brian McFarlane, he
This
wrote
guy
it,
looks like a character.
Ballard got mad at him because he didn't give me anything, and I didn't really care because when you drive in your car and you hear "clear the track," that's a pretty high for a guy.
You can actually tell how this has enriched this guy's life. Let's go. And he's a Maple Leaf.
I'd go to Edmonton every month and do a commercial, and the commercials that I'd done were dynamite. Clear the shop, I want some pop. Look at all the
Wow, look at the quality.
Orange, great, cream soda, ginger ale.
Well, I did a pop shop, and I've got a nose for value.
Eddie made a lot of money, and that he's still got every cent of it, believe me. Yeah.
Some people say he can't read or write, but I know he knows how to count. 1 million.
This is awesome. Yo, I love these old boys, old teammates, still ribbing him all these years later. They must have had a great time.
2 million, 3 million.
When I scored a goal and playing against Detroit, and he yelling at me about being stupid and no education, I scores a goal and I S-C-O-R-E. And
Well, we've got something going here.
I hit
Hell
one of the
yeah.
Plaguers, and then I hit the other one, and then all of a sudden now I'm yapping at them, and then they're chasing me.
Yapping.
And I'm saying I can skate faster backwards, and you bastards can skate forwards. A lot of people say behave yourself, and my attitude is be yourself.
I love this guy. Let's go. All right. Well, who's going to be ahead of that?
If you thought these guys were outspoken,
Well, then get the out of here.
Oh, is this one of those?
you're not.
Come on, man. Just show
Careers
us.
of the next two men could not have been much different. As an owner, Harold Ballard was in the spotlight on a daily basis.
Okay,
for
so we've got a
30
team
years. Some of the
owner here.
things that man said and did. Well, Gilles Gratton barely had a cup of coffee in the show and really kept to himself. First up, the goalie known as Gratoony the Loony.
Gilles Gratton was from another planet. Like, I mean, he was the most bizarre person I've ever seen.
I was reading a
Man, I saw the first of the old hockey masks in the Bobby Orr video, and they are wild, the design of them.
National Geographic magazine, and I saw this
You were telling me about how the very first one who used it, every time he took a puck to that mask, he put a stitch on it.
tiger. I thought, wow, it would neat if I could make a mask out of that. As the game was starting, I put my mask on, and you could hear the crowd would go like, ooh. Just like,
whoa,
what's this, you know? And then the referee was looking at me, and they didn't start the game. They all skated down the ice to see me, the referees and even the St. Louis players. And they kind of look at my mask. They said, wow, man, that's really neat. And then they started the game.
John Ferguson would ask him to play, and he'd have some warped excuse.
When I played hockey, I kind of used it just to play with people's mind, you know, just to play with the coach's mind. I can't play because my moon is not in right alignment with the sun.
What?
And if you play me tonight, I'm going to let in about 15 goals. And he looked at me and says,
Tomorrow when the full moon's gone, I'll be happy to be able to play type of thing, but he used to drive coaches nuts.
Man, he had a different outlook of life, but maybe because he smoked a lot of different stuff over the years, but he really thought he'd been reincarnated.
Now, I wonder, is he just fooling everyone? Like, was he, just in him saying he really thought he'd be reincarnated, I wonder if he genuinely believed that, or he just like playing games with people.
what I believe in is what I remember. So it's not really a belief, it's just a memory. It's not a dream, it's physically you're there. Well, the one in Germany, I was a doctor.
Okay, he really does believe
I
it.
lived in the center of Germany. In Spain, I lived in the southern Spain, and I was in the army.
And he actually shared the fact that he was reincarnated as a hockey goalie from
Whoa, look how different the net is.
the fact that he was reincarnated.
That looks really different, right? With the two half spheres. Interesting design. I wonder why it was like that. That looks harder to make.
Being an executioner in Barcelona, where he threw the rocks at the sinners, and that he had to meditate to eliminate that fear. Some games you just get out of the way of the puck, thinking possibly that it was the rocks and he was getting back.
The Gratoony Laluni was a thing that came out in the paper. I don't mind, I don't care.
I say what I think.
Harold was, he presided over the demise of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but in doing so, he provided a lot of entertainment.
People keep asking who Harold Ballard will name as his general manager. Well, I think you're looking at the general manager.
He did some crazy things, like not signing guys like Dave Keon, Paul Henderson, Jimmy Harrison, Ricky Lee, Brad Selwood, not to mention Bernie Perron. If he would have signed those 5 guys,
5 players.
3 or 4 Stanley Cups in the mid-70s easily.
But don't laugh. Damn it, you can't ignore these kind of things. And we've tried, whether you think we have or not.
Now, I know we got a lot of Leafs fans checking out these videos. What is your memory of this owner?
With the bull that you put in the paper, telling us how rotten we've been and one another. We changed the whole thing around and come and cheer us, not jeer us.
Harold made some irrational decisions at times, that was his nature of his personality. And they tell Roger they're going to let him go, and they were going to bring Eddie Johnson in. When they asked Eddie to come up to the Leafs, he declined. He didn't want to coach the Leafs, so now they were kind of sitting without a coach.
Wait.
We, the players, myself and Tiger and a few guys got together, and we went to Jim Gregory, the general manager, and said, listen, hey, it's not Roger's fault that things are happening the way they are. We believe in them as a team and players. We'd like to have them back if you'd consider that. And Gregory said, yeah. So there's, again, this whole media thing. Okay, who's going to be the coach? And Harold wants to keep him guessing. He plays all these games with you guys, right? And we were standing ready to go out onto the ice, and I remember distinctly Harold's there down by the dressing room, and he's passing this bag to Roger, one of those brown paper bags from the grocery store. Hey, put this over your head and stand there while the national anthem's going on. And Roger's kind of sheepishly, and he didn't obviously, but I mean, he didn't stand there with the national anthem with the bag over his head.
You couldn't do that.
Okay, who's the coach after the national
anthem? Like a surprise.
Like we're just tingling here, waiting to see what's going to
Put
happen.
a paper bag over his head.
It's crazy when you think of it. This is the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the storied franchises.
Well, the crowd is really going.
Stuff going on behind the scenes is somewhat of a joke.
He loved to tell the media that the sky was falling, and he loved them to write about it.
What are you laughing at? Well, don't you think those guys are smoking marijuana the way they're acting? They gotta be.
You know, he was anti-Russian.
During a recent game at the Maple Leaf Gardens between a visiting Soviet team and a Canadian team, Harold Ballard ordered, flashed on the scoreboard, the message, "Don't cheer the Russians, just boo."
You know, he was anti-women.
She's one of those kind of broads that's a forward kind of a. And I said, the only thing you're good for is lying in your back.
He was mandated by the league that he had to put names on the back of the sweaters, so he put white lettering on white uniform, and you couldn't read the lettering.
Are you serious?
I'm not drunk today. Not like you writers. Kind of off the wall? Yeah.
Kind of off the wall.
He was nuts.
You've seen 9 of the craziest.
Come on, just show us. We'll still be here, guys. Just show us the number one. Let's get into it.
On to our number 1 character. And Don Cherry played just 1 game in the NHL and over 1,000 minor league.
Zerophobic sent me this. He's been looking for the right Don Cherry video because from my very first video, I was hearing about Rock'em Sock'em and Don Cherry's tapes and things, but it's really hard to find on YouTube. It's just sort of like got like the hour-long thing. So we're going to get a bit of Don Cherry here. Zerophobic, I know you wanted me to see this. So let's see. He played 1 NHL game.
Games, but it was after his playing career that most of us were introduced to his flamboyant and passionate personality. He is best known for his role between periods on Coach's Corner, where his loud suits parallel his outspoken opinion, and he is known not only for what he says, but how he says it. I'm a big fan of the man. It's great.
Okay.
He wasn't a great technician as far as the coach goes, but he could get the guys to play for him because you'd love him.
Well, if you picked on one of our smaller guys, you got it, like Rattel or Middleton or guys like that, and if you didn't let us have our way.
The press were all around him. They were saying, great, the team's playing incredible. And tell us about this system. System? He says, I'll tell you what the system is. He says, I open the door when Bobby and Phil want to go out, and I close it when they come in. That's what the system is.
Whoa!
I'm going to shock people out there. I'm going to shock people out there, and I'm going to say it. Templeton's going to take a lot of heat. He never
We've seen
had
this.
control. If he hadn't sent his players over there when 19 Russians were out there, then he wouldn't have been a man.
This wasn't staged. I took my stand, and he took his.
These young men had better learn, and learn quickly. You don't go through life conducting Pier 4 brawls. Stay with us. Sports Weekend will continue right after this.
Oh, look at the look of disgust. Yeah, he's not, this fella in the orange or peach suit, he must know, you would feel that look.
Well, he wasn't happy. I mean, when we got off the air, I said, you've gone too far. You've crossed the line. He said, we'll see. The next day I go to San Diego. I get to the hotel, they want to know what I've done. I said, what do you mean? What do you do for a living? They said, there's 20 Canadian newspapers want to talk to the trader. So I phoned on because I'm upset. He picks up the phone, he goes, hello, comrade.
You get hit in the jaw with that, you're dead. You're done. Plastic! You get hit in the head.
Ouch.
Doesn't that hurt?
Some nights he goes on there looking like a birthday cake, you know. But
Oh my God, I love that.
You know, his tailor knows what he's doing, but I know the tailor has no say in it.
Okay, nah, I'm not even gonna lie, dude. He actually makes that look kind of badass. There's very few people who could pull that off.
Some of the patterns. People identify with Don Cherry. Plus all the endorsements.
Imagine more of me!
The guy's magic. You know, he really is.
This is ridiculous, me on here. Why don't you just send me home?
If you got to meet him and had a coffee or a beer with him, you'd love him. He's a great guy.
Do it your way and don't change it all because you're going to get fired anyway. And after you're going to say, I'm glad I did it my way. Like me, go down blazing.
And nothing about
Let's
John
go.
Terry is ever staged. Believe me, and that's why his popularity lasts and lasts.
Well, folks, there you are. What can I tell you?
Love this show.
That was brilliant. Thank you for the recommendation. Now I'm going to take all those players' energies and send it into the day today. Again, guys, I can't stop smiling. I'm sure you've noticed. My sincere thank you. I love you all. You've made a dream come true. How many people get to say that? That was brilliant. I'm going to take some Don Cherry energy into the day. We're going to do it our way. You do it your way out there. I appreciate you all. We'll be back. Tomorrow we might do a Union video because the Union videos were doing really well. And I want to make sure I give back to them as well. And then we'll keep powering on with the good hockey. I do apologize about the Wayne Gretzky video not being so good. I said it in a lot of comments in terms of the video that I watched. It was because I'd done Bobby Orr and Lemieux, and I thought those videos were pretty good. And I wanted to do Gretzky, like, it was all from the same channel. So to me, I thought, all right, well, it's fair if we do these legends each way and from each point of view of the same channel. So that's why I'm not getting too biased. But that Gretzky video is terrible. I learned so much from the comments. You guys taught me infinitely more than that video did. And it, you know, even watching the clips and stuff, it just didn't color, you know, that career. But anyway, you guys informed me a lot. I'm sure we'll look into some other stuff. I apologize. Part of reaction content is it's got to be the first time I see it. Also, I don't know about Gretzky's career to realize that it's not being told in the best way. Like, and the video is not matching up with what's going on. I don't know about all that. So I do feel bad about it, but you know, I couldn't have known about it. I'll try my best in the future. Maybe I'll take a quick look through and try to like not get any tidbits. But anyway, I love you all. I'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day. Appreciate you guys.